In the quiet corners of your mind, there is a space that no algorithm can reach. But as we navigate the intricate, interconnected networks of the modern world, that space is often occupied by a persistent, background radiation of anxiety. We manage complex projects, volatile portfolios, and fragile digital ecosystems, constantly bracing for the crash we feel is coming. Welcome back to the Synthetix Stoic. Today, we are mastering a high-performance mental protocol, the art of negative visualization in complex systems. We are here to help you build an iron mind by staring directly into the shadows of the simulation. Chapter 1. The fragility of optimism. Modern society is built on the cult of positive thinking. We are told to manifest success, to visualize our goals, and to ignore the possibility of failure. But in a complex system where a single bug can crash a global network or a minor event can trigger a market meltdown, blind optimism is not a strategy. It is a liability. It makes you fragile. The Stoics practiced the opposite, premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This is not about being a pessimist. It is about being a realist in a high-entropy world. Within the Synthetix Hub, we recognize that everything we value is on loan from fate. Your career, your digital assets, and your stability are all variables in a complex equation that you do not control. Negative visualization is the process of mentally stress-testing your life. By walking through the ruins of your future today, you ensure that you can survive them tomorrow. Chapter 2. Stress testing the internal server. How do we apply this to the digital age? We begin by identifying the single points of failure in our lives. Imagine the digital shipwreck. What if your primary source of income vanished overnight? What if the platform you built your life on changed its algorithm or shut down? What if your reputation was challenged in the court of public opinion? Most people avoid these thoughts because they are uncomfortable. A Synthetix Stoic leans into them. We don't just think about failure, we experience it in our imagination until it loses its emotional charge. We call this mental encryption. When you have already processed the data of a disaster, the actual event becomes just another line of code to be debugged. You aren't paralyzed by the crash because you've already simulated it 1,000 times. You move with a calm, clinical efficiency, while others are consumed by panic. Chapter 3. Redundancy of the soul in engineering. Complex systems require redundancy to survive. In Stoicism, your redundancy is your inner citadel. Negative visualization teaches you that your happiness must be decoupled from external systems. If you visualize the loss of your digital status and realize you are still a person of character, you have achieved a form of invincibility. You are, and while the world is shouting in loud boasting or crying in loud despair, you remain in strategic silence. You have prepared your soul for the drought, so you are the only one who knows where the water is hidden. You understand that the system may fail, but your internal hub, your integrity, your logic, and your will cannot be liquidated without your consent. Chapter 4. The strategic advantage of the worst-case negative visualization provides a massive competitive advantage. When you are no longer afraid of losing, you gain the freedom to take calculated risks that others won't touch. You become the commander of the simulation because you aren't being held hostage by the fear of the outcome. In the USA audience's high-pressure environment, everyone is chasing the next win to validate their existence. But the Synthetix Stoic is focused on the process. By accepting the possibility of the zero, you become remarkably calm. This clarity allows you to see the signals that others miss because they are too blinded by anxiety. You aren't just enduring the complexity. You are utilizing it. You have turned your fears into a roadmap for resilience. Chapter 5. Amor fati loving the crash. Finally, we arrive at the highest level of this protocol, Amor fati, the love of fate. We don't just visualize the disaster, we learn to love it as the ultimate training ground for our virtue. If a complex system you managed fails, that is not a tragedy. It is legacy code for your next evolution. It is the friction that sharpens your iron mind. Zeno didn't cry when his ship sank. He used the loss as the foundation for a philosophy that has lasted to millennia. Your digital shipwreck is your greatest opportunity to prove that you are not a tool of the technology, but a master of yourself. Love the crash, for it is the only thing that can show you what is truly unbreakable within you. Conclusion: the unshakable signal. We have premeditated the evils, stress-tested our servers, and embraced the shipwreck. This is the art of negative visualization in the synthetic age. You are now prepared for whatever data the world throws at you. Thank you for joining us at the Synthetix Stoic. As you return to your systems and your projects, remember, the world is complex, but your purpose is simple. Master your mind, and you master the simulation. Stay focused, stay synthesized, stay stoic.